Yes, I have Overwatch gameplay over a Marvel Rivals video. What are you gonna do about it? Anyways, we're talking about the Kingsman situation. I've actually gotten really into this whole thing because it really goes into a little bit more detail on what was really going on and what really happened with the whole situation. So just to give a brief lore of what happened, Kingsman entered a $40,000 tournament to announce the new character Deadpool. This tournament would have been really helpful to Kingsman because he needed to pay for college, he had bills to pay, and he was really wanting to take it seriously. So when it came to the draft picks, Cece, our other subject of this video, decides to pick Kingsman because chat was telling her to pick him. And it's no shock, he is really good at this game. Like, when you see him play, even if you don't know anything about Marvel Rivals, he is really good. Speaking of that, I'm gonna try to avoid talking about things he says about the game because I'm not too skilled at Marvel Rivals. I played it a few times. I'm not really knowledgeable in it, so I'm not going to point out those things as much. I have watched both Kingsman's and part of Cece's video. Now, I will watch all of Cece's video. I'm not going to just watch part of it, but I couldn't finish it without starting this recording because it just contradicts itself so much. Anyways, I'm going on a rant. Let's get into this. Starting off with Kingsman's perspective. He enters the draft picks, he gets picked, obviously for the reasons I said. Going in, he really wants to win, so he immediately, upon getting with his team, starts to get a team comp, which means he's trying to put together which characters will work really well together. Kingsman has offered during this whole thing to switch, but he really wanted this Widow to switch. He pointed out that she had 250 ping and she played Widow, and the team that they were going to be playing against, Widow just wouldn't be a viable character. And so it's a reasonable thing to say for her to switch, and she refuses. Now, in retrospect, that's fine. If you want to try out Widow for a little bit in the game, I think that's perfectly fine. But it also confuses me as these are all top players. Like, it's not like this Widowmaker's bad. I feel like you should know what works well when it does. And it's not like she couldn't play any other characters. Kingsman even suggested that she could play the other characters that she's really good with, but yet she refuses.
We're not gonna run triple support for the tournament?
No, we're not.
Where did you get that idea that we were?
GG, we lost! What?
Right, where is this triple support coming from? I don't really
Okay, then we don't play. Okay, well, this is gonna be a hard tourney then. If we play Simi's team, Zaza, do you want to play Bucky? Do you play Bucky, or you mean Bucky, or what do you got as an anti?
Widow's my anti-dive.
Widow is anti-strategy.
Bro, Widow is not multi-anti-dive though. Like I'm telling you. It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
No shit, bro. But you think Zaza's gonna swap after we had this conversation 10 different times?
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
I'm telling you right now, she's gonna start on Widow no matter what you say.
I don't even think I've been playing that bad in our scrims on Widow either.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I know you won't. I know you're not bad at the character. That's not my point.
I want Zaza to not.
Now, I do think Kingsman was pushing too much here to begin with because they were just doing scrims. Scrims are like practice rounds, so you can get warmed up and so you can better know your opponent. And I think it would have been perfectly fine if she started to play Widow in the scrims, which she did. You know, you can see that Kingsman got a little bit more agitated and a little bit just more passionate.
Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's
well,
not.
you've been making
Yes,
me feel
it
like shit.
is!
Of course I'm gonna play.
How do you not see the problem right now?
First of all, it's
that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much.
Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value because
No. She shouldn't be dead.
Yes.
I'm getting value because I'm 1v6ing.
Isn't peeling.
Eventually, she went 0-4 one round, which is not good, by the way. It's really not good. And he says, this is my point. Widow is not going to work, which I agree with him. Clearly, judging by the stats, he carried his team. Widow was not going to work. So he specifically say, we're going to lose this tournament if you don't get off Widow. Well, she decides to double down, and Cece during this whole time is kind of telling him to just stop and shut up. With all this, eventually Cece and another person goes AFK for a minute. And this is actually because Cece got on a call with the organizer, and the tournament organizer says, hey, I heard that he's been saying disrespectful things to you guys and saying disrespectful things about the tournament, and I am going to kick him. And she says, okay. In the end, he gets kicked. He's told he cannot participate. And it's really sad too, because he had a really good chance of winning with his team as well. He had a decent team. They just weren't wanting to play the comp that he suggested. He was the best player on that team. So I don't know why they wouldn't just at least try his advice. Like, if someone told me, hey, can you switch to this character? I would be like, yeah, we can try it. And if I say, okay, I'm not really good with this character, so I might not play as well, and they say switch anyways, I would still try it. His video is mostly stream clips, and I've already showed a few of those, so we'll be moving on to Cece's side. With 1 million views and 1.4 thousand likes on the video, we know we're in for a treat. And if you also go through the comments, you can tell that people really don't like it. Now, people need to realize that when you go to someone's comment section and you leave mean things and not very constructive things, or talking about the video itself, you are hurting the creator that you're trying to support. My point is, don't go to these videos. I know for the 3 people watching this, don't go to these videos and harass them or leave mean comments. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the time. If you are interested in the story, I will leave a link to both videos in the description, but just don't leave bad comments. It's not worth it. Cece begins to explain that she was only banned from Twitch and not banned from the tournament. I don't know if that was a misconception or not. No one thought she was banned from the tournament because she ended up losing like second to last.
I want to start off by saying that I did not get kicked from the tournament. I was banned on Twitch for violating TOS, saying something toxic to my friend in chat. I've said it before, but this time it was around a bunch of haters, so maybe it got spam reported, but it was just for 24 hours.
She got banned on Twitch. Now, I do agree that the Twitch ban was probably just from mass reporting. I don't think it was actually from Twitch themselves. They wouldn't ban a woman. And she also talks about the whole call that she had. And one thing she says during this really confuses me.
Blossom sent me a Discord message saying, hey, this is an urgent call, are you available? And I said, okay. I muted everything on stream, picked up the phone, and this is what Blossom said to me. I've been getting a lot of messages and clips about Kingsman's disrespectful behavior. He was saying disrespectful things about you guys while muted. He was saying disrespectful things about the tournament, and I'm just not going to have that, so I'm going to kick him from the tournament, okay? And then I say, okay, is this confidential? Should I say anything? And he says, no, I'm going to handle it all.
When the organizer says that he was saying disrespectful things and saying disrespectful things about the tournament, that makes you to believe that he was saying things that were disrespectful, not acting disrespectful or having a disrespectful tone. But during this entire thing, Cece tries to make the argument that he was kicked because he had a disrespectful tone.
He didn't get kicked because he wanted his teammate to swap off Widow. It was because of the way he went about it, the tone he took, and the fact that he continued it for over an hour after being asked multiple times to stop.
But what we find out is that he actually was saying disrespectful things, which is not true. I think the disrespectful tone argument could be made in a certain context, but they were also kind of being disrespectful back to him. So I feel like, you know, that doesn't really sit well.
That ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
Continuing on, Zaza, which is the Black Widow, she tries to defend her and make the argument that she was going to go 0-5 no matter what. just because Kingsman was yelling the entire time, which, by the way, I would not consider this yelling. I would probably just consider that making call-outs. I don't know. That's kind of where I left off on this video, so let's watch more of it and kind of get the perspective of Cece.
The first day of scrims was super chill. We're not running triple support, Zazen's on Black Widow, and we're playing against Iron Fist, Magic, Penny Parker. We don't do bad. Like, yes, we didn't win every single one of those maps, but I wasn't concerned about whether we were going to win or not. It was our first day of playing with each other.
So she continues to bring up more stats of Black Widow, and this does actually give me a little bit better perspective on Zaza's performance, because I always assumed when watching Kingsman video and Moist Critical's videos that Zaza was just doing bad the entire time with Widow, but that wasn't necessarily the case. She did do pretty good in a few rounds and was actually MVP on the team, I think, once. So she wasn't actually doing bad, but it still doesn't negate the fact that they weren't even trying to switch and try a new character.
When I call Kingsman a meta slave, I know he plays Magic, and I know Magic isn't meta. The reason why I called him a meta slave was because the first conversation we ever even had was that he wanted the triple support.
So she pretty much says that he's a meta slave, which means basically you do what most people are going to do because it's overpowered, and that makes sense. I mean, it's a tournament. You want to do what is the most strongest strategy, and if you're able to do that strategy, why are you not going to do it? It's why people in Overwatch play Bastion or play Sombra or Zarya when they get a chance, because they are meta picks. They are absolutely overpowered and are kind of just the strongest picks. Now, that's debatable in which rank you are. You know, there's different metas for different ranks, and
Kingsman called her a hit scan flex, but the reality is she is a Widow OTP that can play Punisher and Hela Phoenix. Another analogy is if someone says, I main Emma Frost, but I can play a Rocket or Luna Snow, that doesn't make them a strategist main. It's the same thing. Just because she can play 3 characters out of the whole pool doesn't make her a hit scan flex. Like,
so I'm sorry, but I think that maybe this is just different for other people. But me personally, in situations I have been in, if you are good at one hit scan character, you are most likely to be good at every hit scan character. I am a hit scan flex. I could pretty much go onto a game, any game really, play a hit scan character and then be pretty decent at them. That's just how I play. I love hit scan. And so I think the argument, if she can play one hit scan, I'm pretty sure she can play multiple hit scans, but maybe that's just from my experience.
which is why I'm taking accountability for the fact that I could have handled it way better. I didn't have to snap at him. I shouldn't have told him to shut up. I shouldn't have told him to shut the F up. I wanted Kingsman to voice his concerns and his wants and things with the team, but once it got to a disruptive point, I should have just told him, all right, you know what, like, for this game, let's let Zaza just try Widow, and if it doesn't really work, then we can, and you're really adamant about it, let's just let her, like, we can try Bucky or another character. And I agree, my communication was bad because of that. And then also, in hindsight, maybe a warning would have been better and not a full kick. But at the end of the day, that's Basim's decision because it's his tourney. He invited Kingsman to play, and he can easily take him out if he wants to.
So here she kind of takes accountability for a few things, and she also mentions the fact that the organizer should have just gave a warning, which I agree. I think it's dumb that there's no exceptions and you're just immediately kicked. It's basically saying you make one wrong move, you do one wrong thing, and you're just being thrown in the slammer. It's like if you shoplifted one time because you were, you know, it's a desperate situation and you do regret it and you just get the electric chair. Like it's really, I think there should be warnings in place, and I don't think people are going to abuse those. I don't think people are just going to be like, oh, I used up my one warning, perfect. I don't think that's how that's going to work. Maybe in the Marvel Rivals community, that's how that works, but I just don't think so.
Before I play the clip that Kingsman left out and you hear the voice of reason from Entei, I want to say that no one on my team hates him. I don't hate him. And I've said this multiple times. I think Kingsman is a good player. I respect his mentality, and I fuck with him wanting to win.
So here at the end, it's pretty much clear that no one really disrespects each other. I think what happened though, and these are kind of my final thoughts on this part, is that they just have different ways of playing. They have different personalities, and they shouldn't be on the same team. Do I think Kingsman is totally in the right throughout all this? No. I do think he gets a little over enthusiastic or a little bit too passionate during the competition, and does need to probably relax just a little bit. But do I think Cece is in the right at all? No. I think the whole thing is pretty stupid. I think the best way to solve this was to just player swap would have been fine, and just see how he worked on a separate team. If I was a viewer of this and I wanted the full context of the whole situation, I would just go and watch the full stream, because that would give you a pretty good idea of what happened, and then you can choose your side from there. We did actually get an update with a community post saying that he wasn't planning on posting this, but the first screenshot messed with his vibes, and it's this Google Doc. So let's go over a few of these. So in this first screenshot, we actually see how I'm not sure who this conversation is. Like, I don't know who Complunk is, but this person who is anonymous says, go on an alt, clip anonymously, download clip, if there's anything that can help us get him kicked off team. So it's kind of an interesting situation. It seems like there might have been more foul play in this than we originally thought. We can also now see the DMs that he had with Cece. Cece first says, bro, please do something about these fucking NPCs in my Discord servers. Basically just calling her fans and calling the fans of Kingsman NPCs on TikTok chat, Instagram comments, and streams. I told them not to harass anyone for like 40 minutes in my video. If you have like Twitch names, I can ban them, which I think is really nice of Kingsman to offer to ban them. He is actually completely right. He did tell him not to harass anyone multiple times throughout the stream, multiple times throughout his video. He actually mentioned it so much. I was giving respect towards the man because he mentioned it so many times. And so Cece says, holy fuck, they think I'm responsible for banning you, when all I says, okay, I agree. So yeah, I could probably believe that at this point, although I know people will mention a lie multiple times. It seems like it was probably the case where she didn't outright want him banned, but it seems like other people wanted him banned, and then the organizer got in contact with Cece, and Cece just said okay, because at this point she and her teammate were probably just over it and didn't really care at this point. She says he was gonna boot you anyways no matter what, which is probably true. I wish you asked for clarification before you posted this godforsaken video. Instead, I'm fighting panic attacks and mass banning people on X different platforms. Make another post or delete the video if you really care. She is stressed over this video and having panic attacks. It's not that big of a deal. If you're getting hate comments, ignore them or delete them. I don't understand this. Like, it is crappy to get hate comments and see people like say bad things about you. But the point is you have control over that. You can get off the internet for a little bit. Hello, do you have any response? It was like 30 minutes. This man has things to do. Just like you want the 40K, I want some peace of mind for the next time I go live. That's fair, I guess. Like, come on, just to rub the 40K in his face like that, as if he's not gonna get 40K anymore. You know that. I am not deleting the video. It's legit just a VOD, but I already told my viewers like a trillion times not to harass anyone, and I'll keep saying that at the start of my streams and banning whoever I see. Why not? You took my clip out of context before even asking me for clarification. You can re-upload the VOD again. No, the VOD is staying up, dude. I'm not taking it down. Nothing is out of context. It's just 16th and then draft from a viewer's perspective. So this is kind of correct, but we did again see at the end that he did cut out kind of a crucial part of Inte telling Kingsman that he needs to just relax a little bit. And I think that was kind of crucial because it showed that Inte was seeing from a different perspective and that he wasn't just totally on Kingsman's side, which is kind of what I got from the video. But for the most part, it was just the full VOD. You insinuated I was the one who got you banned. You put a SS, a random Discord message from someone else saying I was sus for going into a one call with Basm. Basm being the organizer. Yeah, you kind of did get him banned. Either way, whether it was you reporting him or you green lighting Basm's claim, you didn't defend him, which was the problem. The problem is that Basm, as you specifically stated, said he was saying disrespectful things. He wasn't having a disrespectful tone, he was saying disrespectful things. And you didn't defend him. You didn't say, well, he wasn't saying disrespectful things. He was just saying things in a kind of outspoken tone. There was no bad blood between us. That's not what you said. You said, okay. Now, I don't think you need to be his PR manager, but he's your teammate. You need to defend him, and he shouldn't be kicked from the tournament. I mean, you literally drafted him. You said in the same vid, I have a boss call with Basm, and in the same vid, you say, I greenlit it. I'm not here to argue, so. Oh, sorry, are you comfortable that I'm not taking no for an answer? The same way you didn't take no for an answer for an hour? Or the fact that the only thing you said to the team was about money? Like, seriously, bro, why the fuck would I want to kick you if I insisted you stay after you said you want to go play rank? That was so hard to read. Holy crap, she said you so many times. Thanks for throwing me under the fucking bus and into unlimited harassment for X amount of weeks, if not months. Get your fucking clicks now, all because your own actions got you banned and you can't accept that. So now she's just going full on hog wild, crazy mode. You know, she don't even give a fuck anymore. She was trying to maybe have a conversation with him. Now she's just going crazy. Usually I'd be mature, but I don't owe you that. If you can't see how you're in the wrong. You are an asshole for harassing Zaza for a whole hour and making her upset, even after we said stop. And now I'm getting harassment tenfold. I don't think that would be considered harassing. I just don't think he's an asshole for harassing. So now she's just speaking how she actually feels. Sorry to hear that. I'm done talking. Good luck on the tournament. You know I hard defended you when Inte drama farmed. No, you did not hard defend him. I got into major drama in the creator Discord with a bunch of people just dogging on me for being upset. Inte went behind my back to talk about you and blah. I had creators tell me how you're a crash out and it's not good. I got you on my team. And I still defended you. I ain't ever met such a narcissist like you. She removed me from the Discord server with rivals creators all over TikTok where we chat, and apparently she was the owner, Lamau. Yeah, so that's how that kind of ends, and that's kind of all the information we got on the whole situation. So yeah, final thoughts. So throughout the whole thing, I do think Kingsman wasn't fully in the right. I think if he did relax a little bit more, and like I feel like these things get so thrown out of proportion, and it's all the organizers' fault. Like, there are so many better ways to go about this to just kind of calm the situation down, and the organizers did not take those steps and just made it worse. I think this whole thing could have been easily avoided if we just took different steps to approaching it. Anyway, I hope Kingsman can find the success he definitely deserves, and hopefully he can get his 40,000 he deserves as well. If you haven't checked out Kingsman's channel, go check him out and watch his video on it. And of course, if you want to watch Cece's video on it, I will leave it in the description so you can check that one out. I was just really interested in this whole story. I wanted to talk about it. I'm glad I got the chance to. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.